Good evening, everyone, my dear brothers and sisters. Let me tell you something the world won't always whisper in your ear. You are here on purpose. You are stitched together with light, carved out of hope and wrapped in the unshakable truth that you are enough. Now, I know the world has a habit of making folks feel small. It'll tell you to shrink, to sit down, to keep quiet. It'll have you doubting your own shine, questioning your own worth. But let me remind you of something. The sun does not apologize for rising, and neither should you. You were made with intention. You were crafted with a divine hand that does not make mistakes. Your voice, your story, your heart, they are your own, and no one can carry them the way you do. My dear hearts, let me tell you something right now, something you must never forget. There has never been and will never be another you. You are a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, a design so intricate, so deliberate, that even time itself will not see your like again. You walk this earth with a light that only you carry, a voice that only you can speak, a spirit that only you can bring. Now, I know the world has its way of making folks doubt their own shine. It tells you to be this way, to look like that, to walk like them, talk like them, think like them. It will try to mold you into something smaller, something safer, something easier to understand. But let me remind you, sugar, you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to be a shadow of someone else. You were stitched together with purpose. And the very breath in your lungs is proof that you belong just as you are. Think of the stars. No two burn exactly the same, yet each one lights up the night in its own way. Think of the trees, some tall and mighty, some small and bending, but each one reaching for the sky in its own time. Think of the waves, never still, never silent, always moving, always changing, yet the ocean never questions its worth. So why should you? You see, your voice is a song only you can sing. It don't have to be loud. It don't have to be like anybody else's, but it is yours, and that makes it enough. Maybe your voice is gentle like a lullaby, comforting those who need to be held. Maybe it is bold like thunder, shaking the ground beneath the feet of fear. Maybe it is steady like a drumbeat, keeping time for those who have lost their way. However you speak, however you move through this world, you bring something no one else can. And your spirit, oh, what a mighty thing it is. It carries the laughter of your ancestors, the dreams of your childhood, the hope of all the days ahead. It is not weak even when you feel tired. It is not broken even when life tries to bend you. It is fire, it is wind, it is water, it is earth. It is every force that cannot be stopped. And just like the river knows how to find the sea, your spirit knows the way forward. Trust it. Some will try to tell you that you must earn your worth, that you must prove yourself, that you must change yourself to be loved. But that is a lie. You were worthy the day you were born. You were loved before you even knew what love was. You were enough before the world ever tried to tell you otherwise. And when you doubt it, because, oh, there will be days when you do. Remember this, no one else walks with your steps, no one else dreams with your heart, no one else shines with your light. The world is not complete without you. So stand tall, walk proud, and let the world see the masterpiece that you are. My dear hearts, let me tell you something that too many folks forget. Struggle does not make you less. It does not weaken you, does not break you, does not take away from who you are. No struggle is a sculptor, and every trial, every tear, every moment of doubt is carving you into something stronger, something wiser, something more radiant than you ever knew you could be. Now, I know when trouble comes knocking, it don't feel like a gift. It don't feel like something shaping you for the better. It feels heavy, feels unfair, feels like the world is pressing down with all its weight, trying to squeeze the light right out of you. But listen to me. Pressure does not destroy a diamond, it reveals its shine. Fire does not ruin gold, it purifies it. And my dear, the struggles you have faced are not proof of your weakness, they are proof of your strength. I see you. I see the weight you've carried, the battles you've fought that nobody else knows about. I see the nights you lay awake, wondering if you'll ever feel whole again. I see the days you've had to smile when your heart was aching. I see the moments when giving up felt easier than holding on. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still trying. That is power. That is resilience. That is the unshakable truth that no matter what life has thrown your way, you are still here and you are still rising. Let me remind you, broken does not mean finished. Wounded does not mean worthless. A tree that has been bent by the wind still stands. A river that has been blocked still finds another path. And you, my dear, are no different. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not the scars life has left on you. You are so much more than that. You see, struggle is a teacher. It whispers lessons in the moments when we feel lost. It carves wisdom into the deepest parts of us. It teaches us patience because nothing blooms overnight. It teaches us faith because not everything can be seen before it grows. It teaches us courage because walking forward even when we are afraid is the only way to reach the light. And my dear, you have learned, you have grown, you have become someone even more powerful than you were before. Now, I won't lie to you. Life will test you again. There will be more storms, more hills to climb, more nights that feel too long. But hear me when I say this. You have already survived every bad day you thought would break you. You have already walked through fire and come out shining. You have already proven again and again that you are made of something unbreakable. So do not fear the struggle. Do not let it make you feel small. Let it remind you of your strength. Let it shape you not into someone who is afraid, but into someone who knows their own power. Let it be the reason you hold your head higher, not lower. Because every challenge, every tear, every step forward in the face of doubt has only made you more resilient, more wise, more radiant. And when the world tries to tell you that your struggles make you less, you lift your chin, you stand firm, and you let them see the truth. Your struggles have only made you more. My dear hearts, listen close, because this is something the world will not always tell you. Your purpose is louder than doubt. Your dreams are bigger than fear. Your voice matters, and it deserves to be heard. But oh, how this world will try to quiet you. It will tell you to sit down, to hush, to play it safe. It will try to convince you that your words don't carry weight, that your story isn't worth telling, that your light isn't bright enough. But let me tell you something. Those are lies. Lies meant to keep you small, meant to keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you are. You were not made to shrink. You were not made to tiptoe around your own greatness. You were not put here to blend in so well that the world forgets you were ever here. No, my dear, you were sent on purpose with a voice that can move mountains, a spirit that can shake the very air, a light that cannot be dimmed no matter who tries to cast a shadow over it. Now, I know speaking up is not always easy. I know fear has a way of creeping in, whispering in your ear, telling you that maybe it's best to stay quiet, to stay unseen. Fear will make you second guess yourself, make you wonder if you have anything important to say at all. But hear me when I tell you this. Fear is a liar. It is a thief that will steal your dreams right out of your hands if you let it. But you don't have to let it. You can choose courage instead. And courage doesn't mean you are never afraid. Courage means you speak even with a shaking voice. It means you step forward even when your knees are trembling. It means you rise even when doubt is tugging at your heels. Because the world does not need another silent soul, another dimmed light, another person so afraid of failing that they never even try. The world needs you, your truth, your power, your heart. Your voice has power. It can comfort, it can heal, it can inspire, it can change lives. Maybe your words will remind someone they are not alone. Maybe your truth will set someone else free. Maybe your courage will give another person the strength to stand tall in their own story. You may not see the ripples you create, but believe me, they are there. And let me tell you something else. There will always be people who don't want to hear what you have to say. There will always be those who try to drown you out, those who roll their eyes, those who turn away. But you must remember this, your voice is not for everyone. It is not meant to be swallowed whole by the doubters, the naysayers, the ones who fear the power of truth. Your voice is for those who need it, for those who are waiting to hear what only you can say. So speak, even when they tell you to be quiet. Stand tall, even when they try to push you down. Rise, even when the weight of the world tries to keep you low. Because your voice is a gift, your story is a testament, and your purpose is too mighty to be silenced. And when doubt comes knocking, as it always does, remind yourself of this. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be unseen. You were never meant to let fear have the final say. Let me tell you something that the world may not always want you to know. You don't have to fit in to belong. You don't have to twist yourself into shapes that don't feel right just to be accepted. You don't have to follow every rule, every trend, every expectation just to be seen as worthy. No, my dear, your uniqueness is not a flaw. It is your power. It is the very thing that makes you unforgettable. But I know how the world works. It likes to put people in boxes, neat little rows where everybody looks the same, talks the same, thinks the same. It tells you to follow the crowd, to blend in, to not stand out too much. And if you don't fit those boxes, if you dare to walk your own way, the world will make you feel like something is wrong with you. It will try to convince you that different means less, that unique means lonely, that standing apart means standing alone. But hear me when I say this. You were never meant to be a copy of somebody else. You were never meant to dim your light just to match the shadows. You were made to stand in your own truth, to walk your own path, to carry a fire that belongs only to you. Look at the sky. The stars do not ask permission to shine. They do not compare themselves. Do not wonder if they are too bright, too big, too different. They just shine because that is what they were made to do. And my dear, so were you. Think about all the people who have changed the world. Not one of them did it by being like everybody else. They were bold enough to be different, brave enough to stand out, strong enough to walk a road that others were too afraid to take. And you, my dear, carry that same strength inside of you. Now, I won't lie to you. Being different isn't always easy. There will be moments when people don't understand you, when they look at you with questioning eyes, when they whisper behind your back, but let them talk. Let them wonder, let them try to figure you out. Because the ones who truly matter will see you for who you are, and they will love you not in spite of your uniqueness, but because of it. You see, belonging isn't about fitting into places that were never meant for you. Belonging is about finding the people, the spaces, the moments where you can be fully yourself without apology. It is about standing in your truth so strongly that the right people, the ones who truly see you, will have no choice but to find you. And when you do, when you step fully into yourself, you will see that the things that once made you feel out of place are the very things that make you extraordinary. That the parts of you that seem too different, too strange, too wild are the parts that make you unforgettable. That the things the world once made you question are the things that set you free. So don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Don't soften your edges to fit into someone else's mold. Don't trade your magic for the safety of blending in. Stand tall in who you are. Walk proudly in the skin you were given. Be loud, be soft, be wild, be calm. Be whatever it is that makes you feel like home within yourself. And if ever you doubt it, if ever you feel the urge to make yourself smaller just to be accepted, remember this: your uniqueness is not a weakness, it is your superpower. It is the very thing that makes you shine in a world that too often chooses to be dull. My dear hearts, let me remind you of something the world often forgets. Kindness, resilience, and love are not small things. They are not just soft whispers in a loud world. They are forces, mighty and unshakable, shaping everything they touch. In a world that rushes, that shouts, that fights to be heard, these things may seem gentle, but do not mistake gentleness for weakness. There are those who believe that kindness is easy, that it is simply a smile, a word, a passing moment of warmth. But true kindness, the kind that changes lives, the kind that lingers long after you've left the room, takes strength. It takes courage to choose kindness in a world that can be so cruel. It takes patience to offer grace when anger feels easier. It takes power to stay soft when life has tried to harden you. You see, kindness is not just about what you give to others. It is about how you choose to move through this world. It is in the way you lift others when they are low. It is in the way you make space for those who feel unseen. It is in the way you remind someone, even a stranger, that they are not alone. And that, my dear, is no small thing. And resilience. Oh, what a mighty thing that is. Resilience is what keeps you standing when the storms come. It is what helps you rise again after the world has knocked you down. It is what whispers, keep going, when your body is tired, when your heart is weary, when everything inside you says, stop. But resilience is not just about surviving, it is about growing. It is about finding the lesson inside the pain. It is about refusing to be defined by what has happened to you. It is about knowing that every fall, every heartbreak, every loss has not taken from you, but added to you. That every time you thought you would break, you are only being shaped into something stronger, something wiser, something greater than before. And love, oh my dear, love is the greatest power of them all. Not just love for others, but love for yourself. Love that says, I am enough. Love that refuses to settle for less than it deserves. Love that stands firm even when the world tries to shake it. Because love is not just a feeling, it is a choice. A choice to see the good when everything seems dark. A choice to believe in hope when it would be easier to give in to despair. A choice to open your heart even when it has been broken before. A choice to offer love freely, not just to those who make it easy, but to those who need it most. And hear me when I say this, love is not weakness, it is not soft, it is not fragile. Love is the most powerful thing you will ever carry. It can heal wounds, mend spirits, break down walls. It can bring light into the darkest of places. And when the world tells you that being loving, being kind, being resilient is foolish, you stand tall and you tell the world that it is wrong, because the strongest people are not the ones who shout the loudest, who take the most, who walk with clenched fists. The strongest people are the ones who keep their hearts open, who lift others as they rise, who refuse to let the hardness of the world make them hard too. So, my dear, do not ever believe that your kindness is too small, that your resilience is unnoticed, that your love does not matter. These things are the foundation of everything good in this world. They are the reason people keep going. They are the reason lights still shine. And when you wonder if they make a difference, when you question if they are enough, let me tell you this. They are everything. Let me tell you something that too many people forget. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to leave behind what no longer serves you and step into the person you are meant to be. The world may try to keep you in one place, may try to hold you to the person you used to be, may try to remind you of every mistake, every misstep, every moment of doubt. But hear me now, you are not who you were yesterday, and you do not have to be. Growth is not betrayal. It is not disloyalty to the past. It is not forgetting where you came from. Growth is honoring the journey, honoring the lessons, honoring every version of yourself that has carried you to this moment. Growth is looking back with love, but moving forward with purpose. It is knowing that the past shaped you, but it does not define you. And yet, oh, how people will try to keep you the same. They will remind you of who you used to be. They will call you by names you have long outgrown. They will say you've changed, as if it is a sin instead of a miracle. But listen to me. Growth is not something to apologize for. Growth is proof that you are alive, that you are learning, that you are still becoming. Think of a tree. It does not stay a sapling out of guilt. It does not keep its old leaves out of obligation. It reaches higher, it stretches wider, it deepens its roots, and it does not ask permission to do so. And my dear, neither should you. Change is not easy. It will ask you to leave behind comfort. It will ask you to step into the unknown. It will ask you to trust yourself even when the road ahead is unclear. But staying the same, holding yourself back, living a life that does not fit you anymore, oh, that is the real hardship. That is the weight that will crush your spirit. So when the time comes, and it will, when you feel the pull to grow, when you feel the whisper of change calling your name, do not resist it. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not stay small just because the world is afraid of your expansion. Step forward, step boldly, step into the newness of yourself with arms wide open. And yes, there will be fear. There will be moments of doubt. There will be days when you wonder if you are making a mistake, but hear me now. There is no mistake in choosing yourself. There is no failure in following the path that feels right for you. There is only the choice to keep moving, to keep becoming, to keep stepping into the light of who you were always meant to be. And when they ask why you have changed, when they do not understand, when they try to pull you back to the place you have outgrown, stand tall and say, because I am alive, because I am learning, because I am growing. And my dear, that is the most beautiful thing you could ever do. My dear hearts, let me tell you something the world does not say enough. Your dreams are not too big, your hopes are not too wild, and the life you long for is not beyond your reach. The fire inside you, that quiet voice that whispers, there is more for me, is not a mistake. It is not foolishness. It is not something to be ignored. It is your calling, your purpose, your truth trying to rise. But oh, how the world will try to make you doubt it. It will tell you to be practical, to be realistic, to stay inside the lines that have already been drawn. It will tell you that dreaming too big leads to disappointment, that reaching too high will only end in a fall. It will try to convince you that safety is better than possibility, that comfort is worth more than courage. But listen to me now. Do not let the world shrink your dreams. Do not let fear steal them from your hands. Do not let doubt plant roots where faith should grow. Because the life you dream of is not impossible. It is not too far away. It is waiting for you, but you must be bold enough to step toward it. And stepping toward it will not always be easy. It will ask you to take risks. It will ask you to walk roads that others may not understand. It will ask you to keep going when you are tired, to believe when belief feels hard, to rise even when you have fallen. There will be moments when it seems like nothing is happening, when the path ahead is unclear, when you wonder if you are wasting your time. But let me tell you something. Every great thing, every dream that has ever been made real began as something unseen. It began as a hope, a vision, a tiny flicker of faith inside someone who refused to let it go. Think of the tallest trees. They did not rise overnight. They began as small seeds, buried in darkness, unseen, unnoticed, but beneath the soil, they were growing, stretching, breaking through, and in time, when the moment was right, they reached the sky, and my dear, you are no different. Your dream may not be visible yet, but that does not mean it is not growing. Your vision may not be understood by others, but that does not mean it is not real. Keep planting, keep watering, keep believing, because the moment will come when everything you have worked for, everything you have held on to will begin to bloom. And when that moment comes, Oh, how the world will wonder. They will look at you and say, how did they do it? How did they make it happen? And you will smile because you will know. You will know that it was not luck, not chance, not magic. It was you, your faith, your persistence, your refusal to give up, even when giving up seemed easier. But hear me now. The world does not just need your dreams to stay inside you. It needs them to come alive. It needs you to create, to build, to rise, to shine. Because your dream is not just for you. It is for the people who will see you and find courage in your journey. It is for the ones who need what only you can offer. It is for the lives you will touch, the hearts you will inspire, the change you will create. So do not let fear win. Do not let doubt take hold. Do not let the voices of the world be louder than the voice inside you, because the life you long for is waiting. The dream you carry is possible. And you, my dear, are more capable than you even know. My dear hearts, if there is one thing I want you to carry with you from this moment, it is this. You are here for a reason. You are not an accident. You are not small. You are not ordinary. You are a force, a light, a story still unfolding, and the world needs every piece of you. Your voice matters. Your dreams matter. Your heart, your kindness, your resilience, they all matter. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let doubt steal what is meant for you. Do not let the world convince you that you are anything less than extraordinary. Stand tall in who you are. Walk boldly in your truth, and never be afraid to take up space. And when the road gets hard, when the weight of the world feels heavy, when you wonder if you have what it takes, remember, you do. You always have. Keep rising, keep shining, keep becoming. The best of you is still unfolding. I believe in you. I see your greatness, your strength, your fire, and I cannot wait to see all that you will do. Good luck on your journey. Walk with courage, with love, with purpose, and above all, walk knowing that you are enough just as you are. Thank you.